What's going on, guys? It's Expo Jesse. Today I'm going to be covering my weekly watch list. Basically, what these are going to be are, other than just weekly watch list, looking at the overall S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, looking at levels, what the market's doing. Then I might just look through my favorite tickers or plays I'm in. So for today, we're going to look at Disney and AMD along with ES and NQ. So obviously, the last week was a huge week for the S&P. We went from down, looking like we're going to be hitting the weekly lows, 40 or 3600 to flipping the script, and we're going to go down to the daily chart here in a little bit. But we ended the week with outside bar, huge for the S&P, right? So on top of that, we also bounced off the golden zone here, so 50% to 61.8 retracement, and made in the same time confirmed a higher low. So right here is going to be a break of structure right above this line here. Break of structure. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci levels. We got a break of structure here. We have a whole candle above, and then we have a new high here. Okay, so, oops, sorry. So we're going to be looking for the S&P to be making a new high. So with that being said, this looks to me like if we can end the week a 2-up bar, this is going to be a higher low right there. So looking good for swing calls. So I'm in AMD and Disney calls. I am hedged with a Meta debit spread on the put side, which kind of hedges both my swing / long-term portfolio and my swing calls. So we'll take a look at all those. Meta is like I said, just a hedge. So but we'll take a look, see if it has some more downside potential. Drop down to the daily chart here, and we have a couple hurdles, honestly a lot of hurdles, before we're going to be looking at the weekly highs, right? So this is going to be a weekly or a daily order block right in this area. You could actually take the green area right before. I'm going to cover the wick just in case it does go up there and then hits another order block and rejects down further. Like I said, honestly, the top of this order block is going to be the area to watch, because after we break this structure again, it's likely that we're just going to zoom right to the daily, or sorry, the weekly highs. So that's going to be a big area to watch. We also have an imbalance that we're in right now that's been partially closed, but if I take this candle wick down to here, look at the third candle wick, we're inside of that imbalance that is currently being closed, or at least, being watched. So then there's a couple above as well. So if I take this guy here, and hopefully you guys are getting better at these imbalances too, so that you can just spot them kind of like I am right now. Some imbalances might have been closed on lower time frames, so that's something I'll be looking out for. But as far as just looking at a daily chart, that's what I'm going to have marked down. So huge areas here. I'm just going to mark a couple here and see what the levels are. I'm going to be looking there, and ultimately we're going to be looking to the top there. So 4111 is going to be a huge one. We did gap up on the S&P today, just a little bit. We're closing it right now, but we jumped from 4085 all the way up to top 4100 and rejected that pretty hard. I'm expecting this imbalance to close overnight probably, and then we'll get a move tomorrow. As far as fundamentals go for the week, let me pull this over here. We've got CPI and core CPI on Tuesday, PPI, core retail sales on Wednesday and Thursday, and consumer sentiment on Friday. Next week we have federal funds rate. So honestly, I'm just going to be playing the price action that I see going up to that area. So I never want to be in the way of fundamental analysis, and as a technical trader, I always have technical levels of which I'll get out. So I'll be looking to play both long and short, just whatever the chart says, but the chart right now is screaming bullish to me. A couple ICT SMC traders that I've seen are also screaming for the same thing this week. And when multiple trade systems are all saying the same thing, it's pretty likely it'll happen. Not saying it will. I've been wrong plenty of times, but it definitely does occur. So NASDAQ's going to be looking pretty darn similar, right? They have a lot of the same holdings in the ETFs, outside week, and another 50 to 61.8 retracement. Drop it down to the daily chart, same. I mean, it's going to look pretty similar, just different numbers. We have an order block here, right? Change that. Order block. We have imbalances above, right? Right there, imbalance. And then as far as the strat goes, we had a 3-2-2-2, and so we had a reversal 2 weeks ago, or sorry, 2 days ago, which triggered us to go long. We are already a 2 up bar today because of overnight and after hours, but wouldn't be surprised to see us dip a little lower. As far as the daily candles go, you can do this for the S&P as well, but taking the 50% retracement on the daily candle, anything under 12,546 is going to be a possible outside bar. So looking pretty similar there. AMD entered this on Friday, I believe. Maybe it was Thursday. I'm not sure. AMD's looking good to me, right? Tech's going to be curling up. AMD has this big imbalance down here. Probably not going to get filled. Big area, big area. Order block down in this area here. Oops, let me click that. That it rejected a while ago, back in July. Then came back, tested the highs, rejected, came back down. On the week, starting to curl up, and on the day we did curl up. We had a 2-2 reversal. I'm pretty sure I entered on the. Well, instead of me just saying, let me pull up my channel here and just say when I entered. AMD was entered on the night, so on Friday. I'm in the October 110 calls. So October is right around here, right before earnings, so we'll even get some earnings run up. So we still got a ways to go, to 100, we have 20%. But as far as just capturing some delta value, do I think it's going to do this and just shoot straight up before October? Probably not. But it might, so I got a little bit further out of the money, a little bit cheaper, better delta ramp up. And those are up. Actually, those are down a couple points. The Disney calls that I'm in are up a good chunk. I believe those are already up 50%. But let's take a look at Meta. Meta, I'm in a put debit spread. And this actually is about to be invalidated, right? We had a huge green day. But this whole area here is going to be a huge order block. That if it passes over, it's invalidated. But Meta's hedged against pretty much my swing and long-term portfolio, but also AMD and Disney. So I have AMD and Disney. That Disney I didn't call out. It's another person's alert, so I didn't call it out as mine, but I am in it. And so I'm in Disney and AMD long, and Meta's just a put to kind of, it wasn't meant as a hedge, but now it's kind of acting as a hedge. And so Meta's kind of coming up to this area that it's rejected previously, a big order block, not imbalance, sorry, order block. And my stop loss probably would have been the weekly highs, but again, it's just acting as a hedge. I'm not super worried about it going lower. And if the whole market's going to be curling up, and I have one position that goes far against me or even worthless, but the rest of them are going, 20, 30, 40, 50%, I'm happy to take that. So that's Meta there. And then let's take a look at Disney. If you remember in one of my previous trade recaps, Disney's just looking amazing. Disney's one of the strongest ones here, had really good earnings, bounced off the 50 pretty much perfectly, and starting to curl back up. I have the, I think the what do I have? 125, 135s. I'm not sure, but something up here, and those also have 4.5, 3 weeks. No, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So 6 weeks expiration. That's a lot of time to make up some ground. So those could definitely see a couple 100% returns in no time. So Disney, Meta, AMD, I'm in all those for swings. And then day trades will just go off of ES and NQ. And so, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this weekly watch list. If you have any questions, want me to look at any tickers, feel free to tag me anywhere on Discord, my server, your server, twitter.com/expo__Jesse, anything like that. All of my links are in the bio. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace.